Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If. And Deku was the king of the chaos. Oh, let me make sure. Yeah, of chaos. The king of it. So basically, yeah. The most overpowered one. I know I'm not talking about any other, like, video games things. It's just this one. Yeah. So, this is the new tribe. So, let's go back to name like the old days, like dinosaurs things. So yeah, in this alternate timeline, there was two cults. Basically, one represents infinity, the other represents zero, and they always battle over each other's on her of who will be the most dominant one, dominant species between the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm just kidding. So basically, now, sorry if my voice is kind of weird. So yes, and yeah. So in this as one, so the good part, like this part right here, er, one, and yeah. So time progressed, or actually wars were still going through millennia. Now we got to modern day. Here we got like Inko that has the infinity, like she is with infinity, and her husband was zero. Hero. And, and plus, when they gave birth, from like when Inko gave birth to the Zuko and Zumi, I'm adding Zumi into this what if. So yeah. And they or Inko was a little bit upset at Sashi to bringing the kids into this war thing. And they they always argue over something a lot. So the kids were left abandoned as no one picked them up. No one cared about them. No one. And so, yeah. So then as time progressed, at age of 3, they spoken their first words. And yeah, when they got older, like at age of 4, the court doctor, the court doctor was on no one's side, so he took those kids in to get their quirk checked. And yeah, Zumi had fire manipulation, and Zuko has the infinite flames manipulation. So basically, he can control fire, and he can, like, he becomes fire too. Like, he could shoot fireballs from his hands. And, and limiter. So, yeah. Like, gates of. But he did not know that Zuko was born as a king of the chaos. And Zumi is his sister, so she is the opposite. So, yeah. So they both like go to UA to learn more about their powers. And yeah, as UA in this alternate timeline, it was to keep the kids from getting into like those two groups of species fighting each other's. Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, they built like dorms early. Yeah, and they finished on time, and yeah. Because no matter how old or how young, as they both like hanging out. So then Zuko doesn't actually encourage violence. He's more like he could see what will come. Um, and yes. So, because he is hooked up to powers of infinity and zero, he has the powers of infinity and zero too. So, yeah. So when his mind, so like UA, so now they're 15 and they go to UA. And Toga in this Red F she's not a villain, but instead she was a student. As Zuko's is, yeah, so I'm not gonna bore you with like, oh, the Zuko and Zumi, or everyone did the quirk testing, and then the ball throw. Yeah, I'm skipping that part. And the USJ thing was similar to canon, but because All Might was as the and yeah, Zumi actually got one for all instead of Zuko. So reason why I gave Zumi one for all instead of Zuko is because if Zuko who got one for all and he combined the if he accidentally combined one for all with all the other quirks or his fire manipulation or ultimate one and the powers of infinity and zero, and he also has a sing quirk already, so it's called Gate of Insanity. So yeah, so it activates when because he has split personality things because because infinity is like the here right there, that's good side. His bad side is this. So when he go needs some fresh air as power, or yeah, as he goes out, and he kills most villains without him being there. Yeah, I'll just use this instead of having to see that big screen. Yeah, so basically, so yeah, it's the ones they had a little less villains at USJ compared to canon. Yeah, so then the villains go in, or they or they ambush the main team, and yeah, then all that stuff. Now we skip over the sports festival, and yeah. So then the internships I'm skipping over, but my original plan I'll stick with it. For the sports festival, the Zuko had to. Oh, yeah. So somehow it activated his switch quirk thing, and he turns into a bad one, like this one, and he teleported to Hero Killer Stain, and he killed him, saving the Tenya's brother's life. And yeah, basically, yeah. Huh? So then he comes back, and yeah. So that's my original plan. So yes, so then I'm skipping the camp arc, or all the way to All for One versus All Might. As All Might or not All Might, I forget his name. All for One, yeah. All for One tells All Might that this battle between the Infinity and Zero has gone long enough. Zero always wins. As before, All for One, because he used his blade thing to cut All for One, or no, All Might, sorry, I get confused, so All Might, Ezuku's gate thing, like the GATE quirk, fused his flaming quirk and the Infinity and Zero together, as his power level went through the roof. As the mask man comes, like, they thought it was that same masked man that they saw. But when he truly showed his true colors, as, yeah, Zuko ends up being, he caught the blade of All for One before, and he told him that the only people, it's so delicious to whom have everyone and fight to the death, but I'm not here for violence. My sister, her is stronger than you, All Might, or All for One. So every time that everyone chose to woke up with the violence, wars has been over since. As his body, as he shows his true colors, as, let's say, or because everyone was like shocked, as they could not believe that this kid, let me show you truth, as he takes off his truth, like, as he tells him, do you want to know who I am? I'm a man and that is sick and tired of war. Always raging on. But you like war. That's why. Hey, humans. But my true name is Zuko Midoriya. Or Zuko. Oh. So now you're gonna die by my hands. As he basically, yeah. As he goes toe to toe with All for One, slaughtering him like every minute. every second. Yeah, not even letting All for One getting the upper hand. As in, now I hate to being a bearer of bad news. As he says, but you won't come back from the dead. No matter if you're immortal or being savage like me. See, as he tells or as he tells the soul of the All for One that you won't be coming back because it will be my power level is over. We're all over the place. So then he devours All for One's soul. Oh. And killing him. Yeah. As he looks at All Might. And tells him the King of Chaos is here. As All Might knew there was something off about Zuko that he did not like put his finger on. So yeah, Zuko was the king of the chaos. So because reason why Infinity and Zero were always fighting each other is because no one knew what was going down. So yeah, that's why. So Zuko turns around, facing away from All Might, as he puts his hand on the ground. As he rebuilds the cities back to normal states before. And yeah, his body, as he did save everyone, so he flies back to UA. As his sister walks up to him like the Walking Dead. Right? So yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The walking up to him and hugged him. And Zumi has the protection, like because because she's a sister to him, so she has the not a queen, but I don't know what it would be called. Sister of protection. Or life. Yeah. I'll just stick with that. Or peace, actually. So, yeah. Ezuko tells her that he had this under. So now, as All Might before before Zuko left, and before er, as he says, this is the power of the chaos. No, king of the chaos. Uh, it was in order to summon, as Zuko remembers the text that they always, or they didn't know in these like ancient history books things, like there was actually, before the battle between Infinity and Zero, like cult things, was way before the worshiping kind of like the or king of the chaos uh, a lot. There used to be one tribe. As he tells Nezu that there used to be one tribe, but since the king of the chaos died, the that's why. So Mr. Ozawa was like hearing as he tried to see if there's any books about it, but then there was no like history books about the ones that were before the Great War. And Zuko's eyes were black and green as he tells them that he as he says, I have returned, and I know that many wars have been caused by my absence. Ah, tell us more about the yeah. As the entire Class 1A and Class 1B and the teachers and the principal wants to know, what does he mean? As he says, I remember when I was still young, or when I was the king before I died. I mean, back then, it wasn't Zero or Infinity that killed me. It was a different tribe. Him. It was the underwater people. Atlanteans. And hence that killed me. Now I have been reborn. As he had such a serious face. Yeah. So so then the news companies asked him, and he said that as he was on the stage, or the as he told the same thing as the people that were his mother and their father, or no, their mother and the Zero's is or her husband was Zero, and yeah, when they saw when they heard what he had to, or they, all those years ago, was actually from the Atlantis, forced the both sides, Infinity and Zero, to go into battle. That's why I have returned. After all these years, I saw through Zuko's eyes, or this body's eyes. Him getting after he was born, he saw cruelty in everyone. And yes. So basically, now I'm still be a king of the chaos. But now I have 2 family members. Zuko, the host body, as he points to his chest, and Zumi. And yeah. So, and you might be wondering, where's that picture of I forget her name. Her. Or so, she was in class, 1A thing, or actually 1B. But she ends up had a humongous crush on Zuko. Yeah. And yeah, basically, yeah. So when Chaos, or King of the Chaos, took control of Zuko, and yeah, and told everybody that, as everybody believes it. And Zuko is actually, when his body thing, he actually had a way that they abandoned him and his sister was that the Atlantean's water thing, the ocean, reached over and touched on Zuko's chest when he was just a baby. So he became Atlantean too. So now he became a king of the Atlanteans and king of the chaos. Yeah. So, yeah. So then the both like cults things agree that they have or they work together. So then they leave or no, they he, were now in peace and harmony. Yeah, so that's what Zumi is. She's a sister of peace and harmony, but she's sister of Zuko, so it kind of goes side by side. So, yeah. So then Inko finally wasn't mad at Sashi anymore. And she kind of blames herself for not being there and all that stuff. So then the day came where the villains went and captured Zumi and all the classmates except for Zuko. So then when he was on the or when they were on the water thing and he looks over or he looks around the school and he sees nobody there. So he goes down as something tells him that actually Atlantean king, the inside of his head, and told him that they're getting captured. What? As he both kings was like, how did you get in or how or actually Zuko naturally has a sense of it. So he goes to the beach where they docked at, and when he got to there, the ship was already is gonna be set sail. He could tell which one it is. So he uses his grown-up voice. Get back here, as he says, "Get back here," as the whales come up and pushed the boat back, like turning it around. And as there was, as the villains are like, what's going on? And as they looked around, as the waters turns to platforms, as the shark tells him that they're at his service. If I knock them into the water, can you eat their bodies? Sure. As the squid went right onto his shoulders, and told him, ready? As they both as Zuko, who, as all the squids crawled right up and like grabbed them and tossed them over. And yeah, so Zuko comes out. Because Zuko was, he had two titles, King of Chaos and King of the, yeah. As he is, so he kind of, or he knows the, all the knowledge of what truly happened that day. That the people, yeah. So then, yeah. So Zuko comes down. There you are. I found you all. So yeah, Zuko ends up telling them that. And he, as one of the guards was shooting him, as he takes a gun away, as he says, this is gonna be fun for me. Me too. As he uses his infinity power to teleport that poor guard after Zuko plucked the keys out of the villain's pocket thing and pushed him over into the portal that was near the boat. And the sharks start eating him alive, like yum, 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 yum. Yeah. So, yeah. So, basically, he unlocks them, and the as he creates a slip and slide of water, as the Zuko, or actually the let's say he, let's say Zuko, or not Zuko, the, let's say one of the villains was, or the captain had a gun out and shot Zuko after everyone slid down. As he got, after Zuko got shot like 5 or 6 times in the chest. Yeah. As the, basically, the, and one of the squids that was left behind crawled all over and like pushed him over the edge. And Zuko was down, bleeding. Then there's one thing. Yeah. That one thing is actually that he knew that there's explosives down in the lower decks. So he goes in. He's bleeding all the way. So he's dropping blood. He's trying to, as Chaos is like, what are you doing? As he lights it up, or lights a TNT, we're both gonna die, Zuko. Yeah, but it was a pretty good way to go out with a bang. There's too much blood. As he falls unconscious, as he did activate the explosive, as the big explosion, kaboom, like a nuclear bomb just went off. As everyone was shocked. As Zuko falls to his demise. Like, yeah. He just laid there before. All dead and all that stuff. As he told his sister that see him later. As he sticks his thumb up in the air, and then explosion happened. Then, yeah, they all thought he was dead. And so this is what happened when the... Because the Sea King, or no, King of the Sea, was he actually died from one of the boat's explosions. As, yeah. So, basically, yeah. So, now, the next is was overhaul, but I'll do that after this video comes out. If you see the part 2 before part 1 comes out, make sure you watch part 1 first before, or this part before. So, peace out.